welcome to this edition of Brand Buzz, where we get you all the scoop from the world of brands. I'm Ankita Saxena, and today I'm present at Myntra's Creator Fest in conversation with the CMO Sunder Balasubramanian on how they're leveraging influencer marketing, the latest trends, and the marketing strategies. Hi Sundar, welcome to ET Now. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Sundar, we are at this lovely Myntra Creators Fest today, and that just goes on to show the power of influencer marketing, which is just on the rise. And how? Tell us, how are you leveraging this thriving, booming influencer economy to your advantage? And how much of an ad pie does it occupy? Because earlier it was television, then came digital, and now it's influencer marketing. How are you leveraging influencer marketing, for a better conversion of your ad dollar?
Yeah. So the creator space has been something that Myntra has been associated
Right.
with over the years,
Yes.
right? Being in the categories that we are in,
Right.
fashion, beauty, lifestyle,
Right.
it lends itself to the creator universe very well, because everything lifestyle is about what's new, what's trending, and who better than the creators to take the latest trends to the country at large.
Right.
So we've had this association with the creators over the years. We celebrate it every year, of course, with the Creator Fest.
Right.
And for us, we've had a bit of a journey with creators.
Right.
There was a point in time when they were about driving awareness about what's
Right.
new brands, what are the new trends, just providing inspiration and education to people. That's over a point in time that's metamorphosed into a little bit of social commerce, where not only are they doing content, but there's commerce coming out of the
Yes.
content. And now that's also moving into a much more democratic way, where every shopper of Myntra is also looking to become a creator.
Right.
So that's kind of how we are looking at the creator universe. Very excited by the folks who come here,
Yeah.
and very excited because this one is focused on everything Gen Z.
Yeah.
Forward is Myntra's offering for Gen Z, and today we are here to kind of celebrate that with the people who built the brand.
Right. So I want to come to you about on the numbers and the metrics part. How has that led to conversion? As you mentioned, that over the years it started out as for creating awareness, and then it led to, of course, a bit of a commerce coming in on the digital front. What has been the conversion? How has that helped you with as far as the incremental revenue is concerned? Also, I want to understand the percentage that it occupies in the ad pie.
Sure. So the way it's an interesting thing of what metrics do
Yeah.
behind the creators,
Yes.
right? Initially, there was a point in time when it was how many views are you getting?
Yeah.
How is it impacting brand health
Yeah.
metrics, which were good. Then I think we moved into engagement,
Right.
saying when there is content with creators, does it become more engaging? What do they
Right.
drive for you? What level of newness, authenticity
Right.
do they do for the brand, etc. But with commerce coming in, it's a much sharper return on ad spend.
Correct.
And I think with a lot of learning, we are now at a stage where influencer-based performance marketing is
Yeah.
as good as any other performance marketing
Wow,
in
yeah.
terms of ROAS. And what it also gives you is, because you have an influencer putting out content, the nuancing of it is much better than probably just traditional performance marketing.
So isn't the ROAS better when it comes to influencers as opposed to onboarding a celebrity? Because of course your investment is a lot lesser, the reach is much greater, because influencers come with their own set of distribution, right?
Absolutely. So I don't think you can compare the two, because
Yeah.
they operate for different objectives.
Okay.
Where the way it works for creators is you get scale.
Yeah.
Right? So today we operate with over 10,000 creators every month putting out content that drives ROAS,
Yeah.
where we as a brand benefit, they as creators
Right.
get to monetize themselves. So that's kind of how it works, and therefore it's much sharper. We of course also work with celebrities, but to drive different objectives.
Right. Also, Sundar, we're coming out of the festive season, and I think the management of Myntra had said that you're expecting some 8 million odd customers during the festive season sale. How has the festive season panned out for you? I ask you why, because there has been a moderation in urban demand, and of course inflation is on the rise. Has that impacted the demand? How was your festive season?
Yeah. So I think we've seen it in 2-3 ways.
Yeah.
So festive panned out even better than what we had planned.
Right.
So for us, it's almost a highlight of the year, if you could call
Okay.
it, right? So that's how well festive panned
Yeah.
out. And the way it panned out this way is because of the different kind of strategies that we used. One large part of it was Gen Z.
Right.
Because we focused on Gen Z,
Right.
just our Gen Z customer base, which was 8 million last year, grew
Yeah.
to 16 million this year.
Right.
So we've seen a 2x of that happening,
Yeah.
and that's kind of helped grow overall Myntra.
Yeah.
And that's played out very well for us through Festive.
Right. So, are you also saying that Gen Z is a major part of your target group? And if yes, then how? What are your campaigns lined up, and how are you targeting your target group, which is Gen Z, through your marketing strategies?
So we are very excited about
Yeah,
the Gen Z
yeah.
opportunity, right? Just the numbers are 200 million Gen Z in urban
Wow.
India. 60 million of them are already transacting online on lifestyle, right? So it is a very big business already. And if I look at the 200 million over the next few years, it is going to be probably the biggest growth area for us. So very excited on that front. Forward is our brand that we've kind of created and we are building for Gen Z.
Yeah.
And as we build it for Gen Z, we will build it differently.
Yeah.
It will be trend first. And for Gen Z, trends change on a weekly, monthly basis. So there's this amazing level of agility that we need to demonstrate
Yes.
on curating the right selection.
Yeah.
Pricing is extremely important for Gen Z. And the third one, which is super important, is the shopping experience. They are much more leaning forward for a visual shopping experience, video-led shopping experience, and a lot of shopping experience which is two-way, where there is conversation, where there is reviews, etc.
Right.
So that's what we are building, and as a part of that is, of course, our marketing strategy, which focuses as much on the creator universe as they are today, but also building creators of the future.
Right.
We want every shopper of Myntra to become a creator.
Okay.
So we launched a new program called the Ultimate Glam Clan 2 months ago, where as a shopper you buy something on Myntra, you can take a photo and
Yeah.
a video, share the testimonial / review of it to Myntra. We will make sure everyone on the platform who's searching for something similar sees it, and
Yeah.
if someone sees it and buys off it, you get a commission.
Oh wow.
Yes,
That's very
so
interesting.
every
yeah.
shopper gets to become a creator who gets to be monetized.
That's
so that's
interesting.
really what it is. It's probably just been a month or so, and we've already, our top creator in the first month earned something
Yeah.
shy of 20,000. So we really see this go ballooning, and
Yeah.
that's why, as I said, for us, creators are people who will continue to be purveyors of trends to educate and inspire. People will do performance marketing, and UGC, which is every shopper becoming a creator.
Yeah, that's a very interesting thing. In fact, you mentioned how agile you have to be because the trends are changing
Yes.
every month, especially with Gen Z coming into the fold. But you know, something else that completely changed the way shoppers are shopping, from that entire shift from offline to online, and of course the changing in trends like the rise of athleisure or work casuals. It happened after COVID, right?
Yes.
What are the current trends, and how have you reoriented yourselves to cater to these changing needs?
Yeah. So when you talk about Gen Z trends, they are by the month, right? That's how we are looking at it.
Yeah.
And it's influenced by pop culture.
Right.
Right? Beyonce drops a video in which she's wearing something, that becomes a trend.
Trend, yeah.
Right? Emily in Paris launches,
Oh, yes.
a lot of French fashion comes in.
Right.
Call Me Bae comes out,
Right.
there's another piece. So there's a lot of pop culture that influences trends. Suddenly a butter yellow will come out, suddenly there will be a cherry red that
I
comes
can see
out.
the red carpet has been
It
changed to
is.
butter yellow.
It is, right? Yeah. So for us, it is about being on top and catching these trends.
Right.
Also, where creators play a role, because they are aware of this as real time as it happens,
Right.
and that's a synergy that we like and understand. They help us curate it better, so that
Yeah.
when a Gen Z comes onto our platform,
Yeah.
they see the freshest trend.
Right.
And it's a bit of a loop because we curate what brands provide us.
Right.
And brands are also getting a sense of how they need to move for Gen Z. In the fashion world, if I just had to use the opposite end of the spectrum, it was a world of spring, summer, autumn, winter, right? I'm just doing this for comparison, whereas
Yeah.
for Gen Z, it is what's happening this week, this month,
Right.
and not about these tent poles through the year.
Right. Also, post-COVID, the second thing that happened was the rise of D2C brands. There's so many brands
Yes.
that came about that are catering to Gen Z and especially the
Yes.
changing fashion trends. How is that? Do you see that as a competition, or is it that you're onboarding these brands as well on Myntra as a platform?
We are a platform for all brands,
Yeah.
right? So for us, as they open up more avenues,
Yeah.
as they find more use cases,
Yeah.
we love it, right? Because overall the pie will grow.
Right.
So that's the starting point. But the consumer insight that you spoke about actually starts interestingly with how Gen Z look at things.
Right.
A lot of millennials start brand first,
Huh.
right? Global brand, Indian brand, D2C brand, ethnic brand, whatever, but they start brand first and then they look at what styles should I wear, etc. Gen Z starts with trend first.
Right.
So they are almost agnostic.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say completely, but almost agnostic of brands, or it's not agnostic, they would be a second layer for them. So they will be trend first and then they will see which brands are providing me. And that allows again for democratization and more brands to come forth and share their offerings.
They're expecting a massive boom in the wedding season.
Yes.
There's a report by Kate that says there are 48 lakh weddings that are set to take place in India, and the revenue that you're expecting out of that is around upwards of like 6 lakh crores is what we're expecting. How are you planning to leverage this big festive boom that is a big wedding boom?
So it's super interesting. I think similar statistic, I think between November 15th and February, there are 43 wedding dates, and each date has
more number
so
of
many
special
number
days.
of weddings.
Yeah.
And I think the interesting part about weddings is how for everyone involved, not just the bride and groom and not just the squad around them, for everyone involved, it's become a place where they want to showcase their best, right?
To dress to the
from
nines.
From a dress perspective, from a styling perspective, from a image they want to showcase to the world perspective. So that's become a big, occasion from a purchase perspective. We are doubling down on that both on the ethnic side, as well as a wedding is no longer just a wedding, right? It comes with the days before which involves enough partying, enough range and variety. So for us, it's become a very interesting way of how, while Festive has ended, this has become a next wave over the next few months that we will focus on.
Right. Sundar, the big buzzword right now is AI. In fact, the way shoppers are shopping online, AI has a big role to play, specifically after COVID, that really picked up. And of course, Myntra has been using AI to its advantage, has been using it in the past. But through marketing lens, how has AI been an enabler for you?
Yeah, I think AI has been a great enabler all across, right? And again, because today is all about Gen Z, they are people who lean in much more. When we launched Fashion GPT, which is a conversational search on our platform, we found the biggest use cases coming.
Fashion GPT, like Chat GPT.
So Fashion GPT is the conversational search feature on our platform, and we found Gen Z leaning in much more because they want to try something else. They want to. They are comfortable in trying out something new. Similar example was used for us on the beauty side. We have a feature called Product Try-On, but more from a multiple products so you can see your overall look. Earlier, all the product try-ons that exist in the market is about trying on either a lipstick or an eyeshadow or something. This is the first feature where you can look at your complete look and try that on and then make your purchases. We found these features working wonderfully well for Gen Z because, again, they lean in, they want to try more. And I think it stems from the fact that they want to research more on their own and try to figure out what's right. So that's been super useful. On the marketing side, I know everyone talks about AI now, but everything that's been done in the world of performance marketing, for example, has been AI driven for quite a few years, right? We don't see it from a front-facing perspective, but everything that you see on social media is driven by an AI engine at the back, and that's also works for the ads that you see. The engine that kind of optimizes for return of ad spend across social media platforms relies on something like AI. So those are places where it works. We are also now looking at how it can help us in improving imagery from an AI perspective, whether it's in ads or whether it is on our platform. Very early stages, because from everything fashion and beauty, it's a much sharper focus of how the look works, etc. So you can't just easily fake it. It requires a nuance, and all AI models today are learning more and more. But that's the journey that we are in to figure out how to use those.
Right. Also, Sundar, tell us, what are the categories that are driving growth for you? Is it the beauty segment, the apparel segment? Which vertical is driving growth for Myntra right now?
So, I mean, apparel continues to be a big stay for us, and there the new angle is everything Gen Z, as I said, right? So that part of it is probably the bulk of what we do. Over the last 2 years, we've seen really good success on beauty. We've been seeing awesome growth. I think the last year we were upwards of 40-50% on beauty.
Okay.
That's been great. And as we spoke to consumers, a very ancillary piece to fashion and beauty was everything on home and home decor and home essentials. So that's been a category we've been focusing on over the last year, and that's grown at 100% plus for us.
Yeah.
So now we have multiple engines of what's kind of driving growth for us at Myntra.
Right. And finally, Sundar, take us through the campaigns that are lined up in the pipeline.
This part of the year has lots of occasions for purchase,
Right.
and that naturally lends itself well. So we spoke about wedding.
Yes.
So we have the Myntra Wedding Diaries as a campaign that's currently out, which features Anushka Sharma on one video, and then a whole group of creators who also work along with her on that. So that's one piece that's coming on.
All right, Sundar, thank you so much for taking the time out and joining us and giving us such wonderful insights.
Thank you so much, and I hope you stay and enjoy the show.